they will be forming a group. Then the second theory is interaction theory. When the people share activities, interactions, they will develop sentiments, more sentiments. And inko maatlo cheppalante emotional attachment. The more time they spend together. కొన్నిసార్లు ఏమవుతుంది మనం దగ్గర ఉంటే ఈవెన్ చెడ్డోళ్ళను కూడా దే విల్ స్టార్ట్ లైకింగ్ అన్నమాట. కొన్నిసార్లు ఈ కిడ్నాప్ అయిన వాళ్ళు కిడ్నాప్ చేసిన వాళ్ళను కూడా ఇష్టపడతారు. కారణం ఏంటి అంటే బికాస్ దే స్పెండ్ a lot of time together. That's the reason అన్నమాట. They spend lot of time together కాబట్టి they like people. So the more interactivities they share, the more they share, the more they will be forming a group. They will be forming a group. So now, so this is the major element is interaction. So that's why it is called interaction theory, classic interaction theory. Number 3, balance theory. Because two individuals form a group because of the common platform or common values, something like religion, same political party affiliation, same lifestyle, same attitude, same work, same authority. So that's the balance thing. Ante ee common factor lo ekkadana teda vaste they will try to balance it annamata. That is balance theory. Then we have seen exchange theory. Exchange theory means they will calculate the cost. ఈ గ్రూప్ లో చేరటం వల్ల నాకు వచ్చే లాభం ఏంటి, నాకు వచ్చే నష్టం ఏంటి. ఈ లాభం అనేది నష్టం కంటే ఎక్కువ కనిపిస్తే అప్పుడు చేరతారు, లేకపోతే చేరరు ఆ గ్రూప్ లో. సో పంక్చువేటెడ్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం మోడల్. ఫస్ట్ ఒక గ్రూప్ లో ఫామ్ అవుతారు. ఆ గ్రూప్ లో కొంత దూరం వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత, కొన్ని రోజులు అయిన తర్వాత ఆ గ్రూప్ లో కొన్ని చేంజెస్ అవసరం అవుతాయి. అప్పుడు మరలా రీగ్రూప్ అవుతారు. There should be some equilibrium. That's why it is called punctuated equilibrium. So yesterday we have seen the stages in group formation or stages in a relation. First stage ఏంటంటే కన్ఫ్యూజన్ స్టేజ్. అసలు ఎవరు లీడర్, ఎవరు ఏంటి, ఇదంతా కూడా ఫార్మింగ్. గ్రూప్ అనేది ఒక ఫామ్ అవుతుంటారు స్టేజ్. నెక్స్ట్ స్టేజ్ ఇస్ స్టార్మింగ్. స్టార్మ్ అంటే తెలుసు కదా, తుఫాన్. సో కొట్టుకుంటారు, తిట్టుకుంటారు, కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్ ఉంటుంది, కన్ఫrontation ఉంటుంది, ఇమోషనల్ చార్జ్ ఉంటారు, అంతా గందరగోళంగా ఉంటారు, కొట్టుకుంటారు బాగా, ఎవరి రోల్ ఏంటి అని. బట్ ఆఫ్టర్ దాట్ దెర్ విల్ బి నార్మింగ్, దెర్ విల్ బి రూల్స్. సో అప్పుడు వాళ్ళకు ఒక ఐడియా వస్తుంది, ఓకే వీఆర్ ఆల్ ఎ గ్రూప్, వీ షుడ్ వర్క్ టుగెదర్ అని ఒక ఐడియా వస్తుంది. సో దే విల్ కమ్ టు నార్మేషన్, నార్మల్. Then they will start performing. They will accomplish the task and then they will be adjourned. For everything, for every good thing or bad thing, there will be end. So everything has an end point and we are looking for the end point of Corona nowadays, when it will end. So we have seen the difference between small groups and primary groups. Can anybody tell what is the difference between small and primary? Ujit? Sai?
Mute.
Yeah. Yeah. Small groups means the group which is adequate for the task. Primary groups means which have a common goal, which have some comradeship, which will work for a common goal. So all primary groups are small groups, but all small groups are not primary groups. That's what we have seen yesterday. And then the example for a primary group is our family. and a peer group. There are different types of groups are also there. Formal groups, which are constituted by using the authority, some formal group. Goals are identified by the management, and management will form the group. There are some informal groups because of the friendship or because of the affinity, because of the social motivation. కొన్నిసార్లు క్యాస్ట్ను బట్టి గ్రూప్స్ ఫార్మ్స్ అవుతాయి, కొన్నిసార్లు ఊర్లను బట్టి గ్రూప్స్ ఫామ్ అవుతాయి, కొన్నిసార్లు ఇంకా ఇన్ఫార్మల్గా కొన్నిసార్లు బండ్ల మీద వచ్చే వాళ్ళందరూ ఒక గ్రూప్ ఫామ్ అవుతారు, సోషల్ స్టేటస్ని బట్టి గ్రూప్ ఫామ్ అవుతారు. ఇట్లాగా ఇన్ఫార్మల్ గ్రూప్స్ చాలా ఉంటాయి. సో దేర్ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ గ్రూప్స్: managed groups, process groups, semi-formal groups, goal group, learning group, problem solving group, friendship group, interest group. There are many groups. సో గ్రూప్లో కావాల్సింది ఏంటి అంటే కొహెసివ్నెస్, అంటే కలిసి ఉండేటువంటి తత్వం, ఒకరితో ఒకరు కలిసిపోయేటువంటి తత్వం. ఇది ఎప్పుడు ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతాయి అంటే గ్రూప్ గోల్స్కి అలైన్ కావాలి. ఇండివిజువల్ గోల్స్ కంటే గ్రూప్ గోల్స్కి అలైన్ కావాలి. ఎప్పుడైతే ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఆఫ్ ఇంటరాక్షన్ ఉంటుందో అప్పుడు గ్రూప్ ఎక్కువ కలుస్తుంది. అంటే ఎక్కువ కలుస్తూ ఉంటే, కలవటం తగ్గిపోతే ఆటోమేటిక్గా డిస్టెన్స్ పెరిగిపోతుంది. నెక్స్ట్, పర్సనల్ అట్రాక్టివ్నెస్, ఇంటర్ గ్రూప్ కాంపిటీషన్ and favorable evaluation. These will increase the group cohesiveness. Whereas there are some factors which will decrease the group cohesiveness. Disagreement of goals. When the group size is very large, you cannot be there, you cannot observe any cohesion in that group. Unpleasant experiences, intra-group, within the group competition ఉన్నప్పుడు it will destroy or it will hamper the cohesiveness of a group. And domination by one or more members. When people dominate, obviously the group cohesiveness will be destroyed. So we have seen till that yesterday. Now let us discuss about the group think conformity problem. Dysfunctional groups. Dysfunctional groups. Why a group can dysfunction? So one of the reason, dysfunction means which cannot do the function, or which cannot obtain the goal, or which cannot function effectively. The reason may be a problem called groupthink. Rather than individual thinking, groupthink. If you remember, I have shared with you when we are talking about the peer pressure. One questionnaire was given to some 12 participants. One questionnaire, and they have to answer the questions. ఈ questionnaire లో ఈ questionnaire 10 members కి ఏమి ఇచ్చారు, some rough గా. ఈ 10 లో 9 members ని manipulate చేశారు. How they manipulated is, they manipulated them to write wrong answers for a particular question. వీళ్ళంతా కలిసి రాస్తున్నారు. So ఈ 9 members కి they told that you have to intentionally write wrong answer for a particular question. That means there is only one genuine participant in that. So for that, when that particular question has come, all the 9 members, they have written wrong answer. When the genuine person, though he knows the answer, correct answer, because the other 9 people are writing the same wrong answer, this man also in himself compelled and he has written the wrong answer. That means most of the times we are manipulated by our peers. అందరు ఏం చేస్తున్నారు, అందరు ఎలా ఉన్నారు. So even in the group, sometimes what happens is, instead of own thinking, people will depend on group thinking. So groups and teams that suffer from this group think problem. So whenever there is a group discussion, whenever there is a group discussion. The problem is, suppose somebody opposes the group, what will happen immediately? You are opposing uh, our own group అని చెప్పేసి they will be countered, they will be branded as evil, weak, stupid, even if they are rational, even if they are rational. There is a direct pressure on any member who questions the traditional stereotypes, and there will be loyal members, they don't question anything, they just, what they do is they just nod everything, nod their head to the boss. Whatever the boss or somebody says, they will be loyal to it. So these type of loyal members will be heading, and if anybody questions, he will be labeled as some anti-social element. That's what happens in the group. If somebody questions or somebody raises, and there is a self-censorship, automatically what the people think, why should we bother, why should we question against the group? So there will be self-censorship of any deviation from apparent group concerns. Whatever the group says, let us okay with that. Why we should bother, why we should again deviate from the group? So there is a illusion of unanimity. Some people will not talk in the group discussion. So the silence is taken as the consent, but sometimes silence is not consent, it is a protest. Sometimes people take, and because the people are not talking, okay, you are not opposing, so let us be okay. So that is silence is interpreted as consent. If you see in Christian marriages, they will make an announcement. If anybody has anything against this holy matrimony or wedding, you can speak now, or otherwise you have to be silent forever. So then generally nobody will speak. That means that silence is taken as the consent. It's the same thing happens in the groups. So this is a problem. And there is another phenomena. So first what we have seen, group think problem. Why groups dysfunction? Why groups dysfunction? So we have seen the first problem as group think problem. The second problem is risky shift phenomena. Risky shift phenomena. So when we have mindset or attitude, there is a concept called group induced attitude polarization. That suppose in the group discussion, if an employee has an opinion, suppose I want one strategy that is in my mind. After the group discussion, my opinion will become strong, even more extreme in that attitude. This is risky shift phenomenon. So all said and done, but this conflicts and these discussions are very, very important. Some managements, they support group discussions in their administration. There is another reason for dysfunction is social loafing. Social loafing. I think most of you know this because you are in a group, because there is no individual analysis of the work done in the group, because people analyze the whole group, not individual work. What will happen? Some people will work, some people will take rest. The same thing happens in your project. Generally, I know in project group, when there are 4 members, one member will be hardworking. He will take care of all the code, all the documentation, printing, binding, everything. And the other members will be taking rest. This is social loafing, because there is no individual evaluation. But whenever I go to any project viva, the first question I ask is individually, what is your contribution in the project? What you have done individually. As a group, you have done this whole project, but individually, what is your contribution? Some people say, when I ask for individual contribution, they say that, sir, I have done binding. Sir, I have done xeroxing. But these are not the project things. You have to learn about the project. You have to contribute something to your project. So please avoid this social loafing, or this is also called sucker effect. Sucker effect. Not wanting to do more than the perception of effort of being given by others. వాళ్ళు ఎంత చేస్తున్నారు అంతే చేద్దాంలే, మనం ఎక్కువ ఎందుకు చేయాలి, ఇట్లా కూడా అనుకోకూడదు. ఇట్లా కూడా అనుకోకూడదు. We have to contribute. We have to contribute. Okay, this is social loafing. Now, let us move on to another topic today. Till now, we talked about groups. Another very related term is team. Are they both same? Are they different? Group and team, are they same or are they different? Anybody would like to give your inference? What is the difference between group and team? Group and team. Vaidehi? Vaidehi, any idea what is the difference between group and team? Riyaz? Okay, somebody are sending chatting message. Okay, Sai says group is the same kind of people, team is different kind. What is that kind, Sai? What is that kind? For example, I tell you, as a class you are a group. As a class you are a group. When you play cricket match, that is a team. When you play cricket against other class, you are a team. So though we interchangeably use these terms, group and team, we use, but experts, they say that group and team both are different. The difference they mentioned is, in a group result is result of all the people. Sorry, group result is what the members do individually. What the members do individually is group. Just a minute. So group performance ante which was done individually, whereas team performance ante it includes both individual performance as well as collective performance. Malakasari, the group performance is the function of what its members do as individuals. Group performance is the performance of individual. But whereas team performance includes individual performance as well as collective performance. చెప్పాను కదా, ఇప్పుడు మీరంతా క్లాస్లో ఉన్నారు, మీది గ్రూప్. అదే మీరు మ్యాచ్ ఆడుతున్నారు, టీమ్. ఇప్పుడు గ్రూప్లో మీరు మీ రిజల్ట్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఎవరి రిజల్ట్స్ వాళ్ళే. బట్ టీంలో మీరు ఆడేటప్పుడు దే ఆర్ నాట్ ఇండివిజువల్ scores, the whole team. So this is the difference between the team and group. Group performance is function of individual performance, but team's performance is the collection of individual performance as well as collective performance. So work group or group has a focused leader. The team has shared leadership. The work group has individual accountability. The team has individual as well as mutual accountability. The work group purpose is the same as the organizations, but the team has a specific purpose. The work group has individual work products. Team has collective work products. Work group runs efficient meetings. The team encourages open-ended, active problem-solving meeting. The work group measures effectiveness indirectly. That means financial performance of the overall business, like that. But the team measures performance directly by assessing collective work products. The work group discusses, decides, and delegates. The team discusses, decides, and does real work. So team performs more better than a group. No. So when you are forming a team, there are different types of teams. Sometimes we will form cross-functional team. That means different categories. So when you are forming a cross-functional team, suppose we are celebrating our college day and something like that, then what we have to do, we have to take the people from different branches. So when you are doing that, you have to choose members carefully. With respect to the cross-functional teams, these are the steps to be followed. Number one, choose the members carefully. Then clearly establish the purpose of the team. ఇప్పుడు మన క్లాస్ వరకే ఉన్నాం అనుకోండి, I need not clearly state the purpose because you understand the things. But when we have different people, there should be clear-cut purpose. Then ensure that every member of the team understands how the group or team will function. Then number four, conduct intensive team building upfront so that everyone learns how to interact effectively. Then achieving noticeable results so that morale remains high. See, when we see the results, we'll get high morale. When we don't see the results, the team cannot go further. So these are cross-functional teams. Then nowadays, because of the technology, we have virtual teams. That means people won't be, now we are virtual, right? We are in virtual classroom. I am teaching, all of you are at homes, I am at my home, and we are talking virtually. I remember I attended a training program in the year 2001, at NIT Warangal on virtual classroom. At the time, it was very difficult to imagine. We thought how it is possible with the teacher in one place and students in another place. But now I think for the past 15 or 20 days, we are almost all like we are reaping the same fruit as in. So there are some virtual teams because we have email, we have texting, we have chat rooms, we have phone, we have blogs, we have video conferencing, we have satellite transmissions, and we have websites. So with all this, we have virtual teams. Then there are some self-managed teams. They will be empowered. That means self-managed. Everybody are equal. Everybody are equal. Self-managed teams. So I will stop here, and this time is ended. So please join again. We will discuss some more points and we'll close. So what we have discussed is groups and teams. Please join again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.